Hello and welcome to another open source live code hangout. We're going to be continuing working with the OpenCiviWiki project on a fairly large pull request I've just opened, and I've only been working on it for a little bit. And in just a moment we'll look at that. But first let's take a quick issue notification that I received. All right, so I did open an issue a moment ago. Project. That's a good question. Threads, models, Civi. Oh my goodness, of course. With this weird word, Civi. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, good question. Civi, where's the heck is this defined? I'm not sure the exact here. I don't know. It's an issue we have to resolve. That should kind of, yep, pointed there. So we just, I think, can drop this related name property. I'm not sure. I've never seen that error, but yeah, we'll try it out. Just got to figure these things out as we go. All right, now here, and this is a bit turning a slightly, well, I just need to communicate better what's going on here with my pull request. So I've opened this pull request, and it's relating to a longstanding issue, which stems from our current, I think, well, design goal of really simplifying this code base, making it approachable for new developers, making it maintainable in the long run. Right now, the code is kind of split between two projects, really. There's a Django project and an API-driven front end, you could call it. It's not quite that. Using Backbone.js, and we're trying to just remove Backbone.js. So everything is just Django, and we only have one project to maintain. Now that said, we've got to go through all the existing code and find out where Backbone is used and how. And it's used quite extensively. And there's a few apps where we find most of the Backbone.js code. And for years, well, this one is about 1 year. We have open tasks and been tracking this issue. Yeah, so for about 1 year. We've been discussing it for longer. Slightly. In any case, we kind of resolved to handle the issue around this time last year. But the issue is kind of sat, and several people have volunteered for it. And nonetheless, it's complex. There's so many places it touches. And we've tried splitting into smaller chunks. And essentially, these are the main remaining parts. From as far as I understand, there's just accounts app and a threads app, and they have a lot of code, and a lot of it's Backbone. Okay, so just to set the stage here, I've been working on this morning as well. So I open a pull request And in the process of working, I've started to find even more, like more specific places and creating this ongoing like to-do list for myself. Essentially, I'm taking this task now. And yeah, so a lot of it boils down to communication, clarification of the task scope, which admittedly I don't know. I have not looked close enough to it. I'm trying to define something at a broad level so that hopefully developers and myself could tackle it. I'm going to the goal is to remove the backbone JS while preserving as much code as possible. And then we'll come back together as a community and take the code remnants, and it's going to be a considerable amount of code. As far as I can tell, we're going to be able to preserve a lot of the template syntax and the backend view code, which provides most of the functionality, and then kind of stitch those back together a little bit in a separate effort. Hopefully during Hacktoberfest, if I can get this pull request done and merged, then we can continue the work in Hacktoberfest, where there's so many people who are interested in contributing. But yeah, this backbone has been a blocker. And I'm going to remove entirely. I'm going to be a little bit firm in pressing forward with this. But admittedly, communication is difficult. I opened a draft pull request out of habit. That's what I try to do, is anytime I make code changes on my local computer, I try to also just mirror those on GitHub as early and often as possible. Not only to show people what I'm doing and get early feedback, but just as a safety precaution to make sure that my changes aren't just local. We can restore those and continue those, or another developer could even continue those. But Gorkum naturally is going to, one of our core maintainers is going to look at the code changes and has pointed out that these are significant. And they're a bit worried that I've removed this account.js, which is essentially all the backbone code. It's all right there. There's a couple other files that are smaller, but yeah, this account is a huge file. It has a lot of logic, and without it, our accounts, like our user profile page, won't render correctly. So I didn't really acknowledge that when I opened the pull request. All I said is I'm just going to close this issue, and here's what I'm working on. So yeah, I didn't communicate very well my workflow. I didn't really expect it to be reviewed so early. In a way, I was kind of going to come back to it like today. So here I am coming back to it. And yes, Gorkum pointed out some important stuff, that all these template fragments won't work without Backbone, where Backbone is rendering. Essentially, this HTML gets sent to the server, the client, along with some data, and then Backbone is going to inflate that, or what they call, I can't remember what the word is, but takes the data and puts it into the template. Well, we're moving all that logic for putting data in templates into Django now. But all these HTML fragments, those are valid, and we're pretty much preserving all this. So most of the work is going to be done for us. I just want to get this baseline reboot and reset, and it's a bit of a step back to take a step forward. That's the idea, I guess. So we're going to pare back some features. And let me also just cross-post this, so it's up at the top. I mentioned in the related issue, oh yeah, it just closes this one right here. In a comment, I'm going to put this comment up top. Really, that's where it should go. This is weird. Grammarly is getting like a loop here. That is correct. I think it's because it hasn't seen the words like. I don't know. It's just to be kind of silly. But yeah, Hacktoberfest, there's a lot of people who are interested right now. All right. So let's go ahead and continue a little bit of the work. And it is quite extensive. So, and it's hard to tell where to start. But I think one of the next steps will be to actually show that I'm porting over these API views that return JSON for the client. I'm porting them over to just Django views. We're going to get these this backbone template into Django template syntax, which means it needs a backend view, which is where I need to port these over. So rather than delete, let's port. API get profile. The weird thing is we have a settings view. And if I view this settings view, it has a form. So it seems to be working, which leads me to believe this may no longer be necessary. Perhaps. So let's see. I'm going to be cautious. So the form works. Why? How did I do that? What I meant to do. We'll leave the less in. But now this needs to be wrapped in a form. Okay, the global nav is already there. Settings div. What's going on here? Weird. Okay. Stuff like that. global nav, I believe, should be in the base HTML. That's one thing. Just like we have the footer, global nav there. So that's kind of a weird oversight. That's going to cause some other problems. I know this. There's not a perfect way of doing this. You just got to get it done. All right. It's just got to get done. You can tiptoe around this, but okay. 57. All right. In update settings. Hmm. He's on line 79. In. It is weird, the input. Yeah. I think that was actually an error in the markup. All right. No problem. Line 71. Yeah, just another little error. Line, oh my goodness. 81. Oh boy. Well, another thing is there's a body tag here. We don't need the body tag. All right, now this update settings JS. If I just comment it out, what happens? Oh, this thing that won't work. That won't. We'll need to replace that with a pop-up. All right. Pop-up library. It is an extensive task. I know that we don't. We want to be careful here. I think that should work though. But now it's a button. I just clicked it. It's right here. Cursor. Oh, for the modal pop-up, we can use a JavaScript confirm dialog. So two things need to happen here to make this view functional. Save changes needs to work. Delete account needs to work. Then I can remove this update settings stuff. There may be a way to do this CD pop-up container. Let me get something very specific. CD, what are we doing? Where did this come from? All right, so I'm going to keep this running tally. Oops, I actually wanted that one. Oh, I did do it. It looks like I deleted it. Yep. So this all should be wired up here. believe is this. So in other words, did it actually work? Yeah. God, there you go. Well, I'll fix it. It's gonna extend a little bit out of my scope right now, but everywhere we've used this, base HTML, anywhere we've included that, there only needs to be one place that is used. Yeah, not in accounts. And because we're extending basic HTML, not in feed. Because we're extending base HTML, not in this. Because even if I restore it, we are extending base HTML. Not in base HTML, yes, in base HTML. And here, thread. I'll leave that one. So this is working. That's working. Good. I believe I can delete this file. Makes sense. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we can't do that. So that I just have to add that into. These should be fine. I just need to look for where we're reversing this. I believe it's in that global nav. I think that should fix it. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice one. Unfortunately, it's a bit squished. Let me double check here. It's just request user. Oh, okay. User is authenticated. Oh, okay. Yeah, otherwise that wouldn't work, would it? Nice. Well, those rich errors are nice, but then it gets squeezed and it's hard to read. Let's clear everything up. This is okay? Yep, that's okay. Now I want to log in or sign up. There's some things there. We'll have to fix these. I don't remember if I created one of those. Oh. Oh, I just didn't read. That's kind of silly restriction, to be honest. Makes sense. Very cool. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, I guess it just ran that sort on them for the first time. Cool. Oh boy. View? What's going wrong? I don't see the error. Show command output. Imported but unused. Okay. All right. I'm gonna chip away at this 1 hour at a time. I feel like I'm making good progress. I know this is a huge PR. I'm afraid if I don't get it done, then a lot of these things will be overlooked. I believe. I believe we can delete these too. They were unused, and I think they were kind of left behind from an earlier cleanup or refactoring, something. So let's double check here. Settings HTML. We'll got that open. And let's see if there's anything that links to those. Our settings view uses update settings. So we could just call this settings HTML, but what I'm going to do to I believe it's just if I'll do this. See what get things of it. Count settings view, settings HTML looks good, sounds good to me, and I'm going to have to delete settings HTML, rename this. And see what good things of all that movement. That's a big one. Oops. I'll go ahead and try to replace this. So we need a delete view. Yeah, take a quick break and I'll be right back. All right, cool. So let's find this delete users and API view. This needs to go to a property of the user, so we retain all this code. This is also really heavy. And this should be a it's a mapping. That should be coming from our enum. Okay. Too many layers and levels here. Move this wholesale though. This could even be moved into the summarize. I don't know. All right. But nonetheless. Hey, what's up, Geet? Welcome to the live stream. Is it Geet or Gate? How do you pronounce your name? I'm not sure that I've seen that name before. What is that? Soft Jade? There's so many ways. So I don't believe this account profile is used anymore. Hop over here. Navdev9 is my name. Okay, very cool. Are you doing any Django development? What brings you by the stream? Are you interested in Hacktoberfest participation? We got quite a few tasks for Hacktoberfest. I'm trying to move this huge blocker out of the way and get a project in a way that's much easier for people to contribute. In the meantime, though, I'm moving some really big pieces, it feels like. Oops, cancel that. Ah, that was the wrong file. This is all right. I'm not an expert in the back end, but I know some front end, web design, and learning C as well. Very cool. Yeah, we're actually removing front end code from our project, but we have front end tasks. You could call it like design task, so web design, more or less. Really, it's just a web development. And what you could think of as web development includes some back-end stuff, but mostly you're rendering HTML. So all of our back-end logic is just kind of preparing data for these templates. So we could really use some help from a web design standpoint on our templates. the changes I'm making are not removing any of our web design, but it might be making certain things less than appealing. So for example, if you've got an eye for appealing design, that could be helpful. Learning C, C++, and Python. Wow, that's quite a load. Those are, yeah, pretty, each of those languages is like pretty substantial to learn. Yeah, and different in so many ways, I think, in terms of the ecosystem and idioms, and even C++ I've heard is like several different languages all kind of glued together. I'm sticking with Python. There's already enough to learn it just in Python. What do you want to build with C and C++ or Python? What are kind of the projects you're interested in working on? I think if I remove these unused ones, then it'll give me more focus. I can port the remaining ones. Where did I go? Account API Py. Remaining API views over to Django. Yeah. So if we're not using account data, let me double check because I commented this out, and we're actually searching. Yeah, that's the only thing there, and then get user is the endpoint here, right? I'm just going to go ahead and remove these. Now, this was a big one. Just going to remove it. Doing a new student management software in C. Wow, that's pretty intense. Pretty low level. Is it going to run on the desktop, or what's the main environment for that? Okay, so just the view and the endpoint. And I'll search for this account card. But it's not being called anywhere. So due diligence, we can add these back in. Oh, okay. API Py 155. Project accounts API Py 155. Project accounts 155. Yeah, that was accidental. And this just adds a couple of oops, I forgot the gate card before. All right. Not a console application nor GUI. It's in C. Very difficult to create a GUI without using a third-party framework. Yeah, I think user interfaces are hard in general in any language, even higher level ones like Python. All right, so if it's not a console application nor a GUI, how are people going to interact with it? What's the interface going to be made in? Is an API? Like a HTTP interface? I mean, there's got to be some interface, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. It's a console application, not a GUI. Okay, cool. Cool. So it's all command line. All right. What are some of the reasons that C is the right language for that project? Have you thought about any trade-offs of using other languages, or what are the main use cases for that project? Now, the clear profile function is an interesting one. I believe people can clear their profile currently. If I go to my profile, I can. Oh, I gotta run the server first. Run the server. And if I view my profile, if I delete it in a way, that's like clearing it. Yeah. So I'm going to remove the clear profile thing altogether. It's convenient, but currently people can do that. I should have included this in that previous one. Oh well, I've already pushed it. I'll leave it. I believe user setup is now deprecated as well. So actually, I'm just going to delete that. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. Wow. It is huge. It is scary making huge changes like this. We've got to do it. It's got to get done. It's been too long. We'll be able to continue the project on sure footing once we get rid of this JS. I'm trying my best to keep stuff around. And all of this is in the Git history and in the diff. It's a huge diff. So we can really easily get it back if I go a little bit too far. It's okay. We're working with a safety net. It can be built with any language, but I do it in C. It's the strong foundation. So when I change from one language to another, I don't get stuck with basic things. Yeah. So out of familiarity, it's the reason for using C. That makes sense. Okay. All right. What I'm actually do is this. All right, now I like this. It's a huge net negative here. Wow, we got a bunch of things, a bunch of failure messages. Yeah, that's to be expected here. Every commit I'm pushing, so I could probably not be pushing so many commits until the end of the session. I think I'll just stop pushing. For some reason, I just want to get these on GitHub so it's visible. But yeah, I don't need to do it this often. Okay, cool. But look at this, almost moving 1,800 lines, adding 534. So we're moving stuff around, but we're deleting quite a lot. So it's a big PR. 28 lines changed. All right, so let's not push so frequently. I'll stop doing that. Now, what I want to do is keep looking at these API URLs. All right, so we're gonna have to import. I'm gonna put a to do on each one of these that we're gonna keep. To remind myself. One by one, because they got to be done one by one. Now, some of these I can remove. So feed. Let's find the ones I can remove. Path feed. Template. Project core templates static JS. Feed.js. Okay. I'll have to come to this one later. It's essentially whatever's going on in feed.js, we're going to make sure that we're able to do that in a Python view. And essentially it's this feed view, which is still essentially a backbone. So yeah, you can see there's a backbone syntax here. It's a big endeavor. You know, we've tried breaking it down. So yeah, that's a big one. Needs to be done. Edit user is pretty much done. Edit user. It's not being called anywhere. So we don't need an API view anymore. Edit user categories might be called. So we don't need the test. So we don't need the API. Categories. They're all a little bit different there. I don't know if you can stage this. Oh well. All right. Have a good day. Navdep. All right. Good luck with teaching your student. Live project. Have a good day. Upload profile. I think this might be something to do with the image. we'll leave that in place. I think there's enough code in there that's valuable. I'll try to port it over. Look at how I've used Django image processing in another project. Yeah, we'll leave it be. Follow and unfollow, we'll leave those, and edit user categories. And no, all right, well, let's then start porting. So what do we got here? Just a small to do. Oh, I'm located in Finland. All right, let's see where to start. The feed is pretty behemoth feature. If I dig into the feed, it'll give me more insight into how the categories and other things are structured. Or I could start with something small, like delete user. Let's do that. It's a bit of a mixed bag. So we will need we don't want to just use a stock one. I believe it'll just follow. I might port it to a class-based view. This will be at or 404. This will return rate. This is odd. That shouldn't work, really. Should be this. Oh, I see. Well, getter 404. Let's start with there. I'm going to leave it as a function-based view. We have getObject or 404. So let's use that. Profile. That's kind of self-explanatory. And is there a redirect? Not really using it. Django redirect. Let's see. Redirect to. I need to import it. Actually, yeah, let's redirect to and import it. User profile for a user ID. What am I doing? Importing. Where is this coming from? Django shortcuts. Import redirect. And the view is profile username. Remove that. And check the docs redirect. Boot equals bar. Is user username. I'll leave them. What does refresh from DB do? I think when we redirect, it's going to be using, it's going to repopulate that view. So I think we're good to go. Yes. there's a Django way of handling this that uses intermediate confirmation page, but unless this should work, I can test it. So delete user. More or less should take this. Let's delete. Or we would call it expunge. All right. Should be good to know. Yeah. Oh, right. I have to put the trailing slash there. Okay. Okay. Hey, that's interesting. It didn't work. Okay. Let's use an F string here. Expunged. I think this should automatically convert. And I suppose I can run this in a debugger. Find out what's going on here. Let's take a look. And say I want to check out user here and profile here. Ah, interesting. Session data corrupted. Shouldn't be a big deal. I should just be able to log in again. Test user 123 404. So log in. should work. My profile, so test user 123 is the name. Settings. Okay. Now what we want to do is expunge. What happens when I call accounts expunge? Accounts expunge. So we get to the user, simple lazy object. Oh, sorry, username field. My username should be expunged 3. All right. And when I continue, profile, I mean, it should just be. Should be good. Not sure if your user is an ORM instance there. Profile, I think, is being. What I believe. What I need to do is fetch an ORM instance of that. Maybe it does represent the user. I didn't check the type. Good user model. Oops. I believe that's correct. Looks like it's somehow confused. So it clears out the session. Shouldn't yeah, it worked. Let's just make sure I've got the right URL here. So I believe it's going to be under core URLs. Or just redirect to slash. We could try another user though. If I log in, I don't remember the password. What happened? Step through, redirect to home. All right. Let's see, it's working. And it's been a little bit. I'm going to have to call it a day pretty soon. We made progress, so let's go ahead and commit these changes. Stop the debugging session here. The only other issue is this template. We want to confirm that action. That's a destructive action. Right now, the template's not working. There's a button, and the button's not working. And let me just get a little. Well, we'll want to So a couple of things here. I need an on click for the button. confirm. And I want to redirect. This one. All right. So then the other thing is, so we're gonna put a little bit of JavaScript here. So essentially what we need is this button, delete account button. I can just make it a link, but we want some confirmation. Do we need to do this on load? Yeah, so whatever document right here. So we need that. No. Oh. All right. So step one, make the JavaScript work. And I'd like that to be kind of read. Might need a hash. Family check. Did I save this? Settings.html. So that's the first thing that's wrong. That didn't work. So let's see. Okay, that works. This can be indented. That works. I think it's just the selector needs the proper identifier in front of it. And I don't know. Single quotes in JavaScript typically, I guess, but everything else is double quote right here. And did that work? No. All right, so there's the wiring problem. So that worked. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, this has to be click, but I need the button. Okay. That was the other problem. All right, pick one. Single or double? Good. All right, now we're almost there. Now we just need the reverse to be the URL. Not core counts. URLs here. Expunge user. Now we'll actually inspect the element somewhere down here. Grammarly's there. extra. All right, looks like it's working. Accept. Looks good. All right, so then let's go back and make this consistent. Everything gonna be single quotes. Remove the console log. Did I spell that correctly? It's a big word. I don't know how to spell that many big words. Oh, whoa. Okay. Looks good. All right. And actually, it should say expunge. Should probably say expunge account. Because it's not literally deleting the account. We have to tread the line here. We want to have data integrity. We don't want to break these foreign. If there's discussions going on, we don't want to have to delete the entire discussion because somebody wanted to expunge their account. But we do want to allow people to, or because they wanted to delete their account. But we do want them to be able to clear out their personally identifiable information. All right, so we got some stuff. URLs, files modified. So yeah, let's just take another quick look. We removed the delete user view from the API. We've added an expunge user view to the regular views. We swapped out the setting, the modal dialog, with just a regular JavaScript one. It's not the best user experience or whatever, but hey, it works. It seems to work. Lost the localization, but this wasn't localized anyway, so we'll come back for that. So this is just redefining the views. It looks good. There's other errors. Nope. All right, on that note, I'm going to take a break. 2 hours. Very good. Oh yeah, it's a big undertaking, but I'm going to make it piece by piece. It's going to take probably a few days at this pace, but it's okay. Yeah, so I don't know, there's not really any sense in kind of summarizing the progress so far. It's just a huge pull request. But we've managed to remove quite a lot of lines of JavaScript, the Backbone.js. And in the meantime, I'm just moving stuff around, so I can't even really succinctly describe it. All right. This has been another 2 hours of open source live coding. Hope you're doing well out there, and would like to see you around later in the project. Have a great day.